Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a Saturday episode of Ted's Brew Cellar with me, your most gracious host, Ted. It is currently 5:22 on the 31st of July, a fine Saturday today, the year of our Lord 2021. I hope I'm finding you all in this good state of affairs, and if I'm not, then I hope things improve for you very promptly. Now, I've had a bit of a tricky last couple of weeks in terms of mental health and stuff like that, so I apologise if there haven't been a huge amount of episodes recently. But, I mean, I kind of got to focus on myself first, because if I don't focus on myself first, then that kind of bleeds into this content, and it just ends up not being a particularly good time for anyone, really. So, I am in a better mood today, though, because I've taken some time to focus on myself, and saw my mum today, which was really nice, so that's always a nice pleasure. But, in terms of today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the Brewdog beer box for July 2021, and the first one we're going to be taking a look at is by the Draft House, which was a brewery established in London in 2009, and this is their Tropical and Citrusy IPA. Nice, simple, straight to the point. I do like it when sort of drinks like this do get straight to the point, because I feel that there's a certain misconception with craft beers in that they kind of overcomplicate things in terms of their presentation and their flavouring and their design. Not necessarily always a bad thing, though. I do think it's better if brewers are a little bit out there and a little bit more avant-garde and sort of experimental, but sometimes it's nice to just get something simple like this as well. So, Tropical and Citrusy IPA, simple. I do like the design of the can as well. I'll give it a good solid 9 out of 10. There's some slightly more striking designs that I think could be implemented here, but the mixture of silver and orange backgrounds with white and black writing, simple, clean, nice. You know what you're getting on the tin. Good stuff. Anyway, we're going to open this sucker up and we're going to have a quick snifter of it, see what our first impressions are like. Ooh, definitely getting a good snifter of citrusiness there. Yeah, definitely just smells like a standard citrusy IPA. I'm also getting a tiny bit of residual papyry sweetness there as well, which is quite nice. So, I know not a lot of IPAs have papaya sort of flavour in them. It's usually more so, I think, a mixture of like citrus with like hops and a little bit of like a mangoey undertone. Although a mangoey undertone, I guess, is probably a bit more prevalent in juicy pale ales. But no, I'm interested to see what this is like. I think I'll give the smell a good 6.5 out of 10, because it smells nice. It just doesn't really leave that much of an impression on me. But I'm willing to give anything a try. So, quick palate cleanser of water. And then on to the most important part of the video, which is to see what this sucker tastes like. So, to everyone watching at home, bottoms up. It's alright. It's not the smoothest, like there's a bit of a fuzziness to it in terms of the texture that makes it a bit hard to swallow down initially, and that kind of muddies the flavour throughout the sampling, in that it sort of makes it easier to sort of identify the taste because it isn't the smoothest drinking experience. The flavour is quite clear and crisp, as is the texture towards the end. The texture is quite interesting. The main body of the texture is quite crisp, but then the finish is quite juicy, and then the flavour, there's like this bit of lemon rindiness, citrusiness towards the beginning, and it tails off into like this slightly more sweeter lemon with a bit of papyriness towards the end. But the flavour is nicely balanced, but it does get quite watery in the middle, and the texture is okay in places, but it's quite muddled towards the beginning, which kind of discolours the enjoyment of the drink. I think overall, there's components here of a beer that are good. They just could be brewed together a little bit more seamlessly and a little bit more smoothly. I think if it would do that, then it could possibly be as high as an elite level beer, so at least 8.5 or above. That being said, it's not an unpleasant drinking experience. It's just, I feel it could be a lot better. So generally speaking, I'd say, yeah, it's got the components of something great here, but it just needs to be brewed together a bit more smoothly, and the flavour needs to be accentuated a bit more because it does get kind of bland in places. But generally speaking, it is a nice beer, and I think it's a probably good first start for first-time IPA drinkers, because that bit of back kick at the back of the throat isn't as prevalent in this case. So I'll probably give it a... probably like a 6.5 out of 10. It's not bad. It's just a bit above average. There's a lot of room for improvement. But what is there is very promising, and I think this is clearly a brewery with talent. So, yeah, you know what? It's. I would probably go out of my way to get it again if it's not too expensive. But as it is, there's a lot of components there that I think are good. I just think they could be brewed together a bit more smoothly and a little bit more competently. But generally speaking, what is there is pleasant enough, and I would gladly drink this again. So yeah, bit of a mixed reaction, but generally speaking, I'm overall pretty pleased with it. So if you guys did like this video, leave a like, share and subscribe. If you have any suggestions for future episodes of Ted's Booze Cellar, please let me know in the comment section down below. And if you want to check out anything else I do online, I'll leave the links to all that in the video description down below. But until next time, have fun, stay safe with whatever you're doing, don't do anything I wouldn't do. Take your mask with you to the shops, drink responsibly, know your limits, and I'll see you guys at the bar next time on Ted's Booze Cellar. Bye bye for now.